What is up, guys? Welcome back to Guardians of the Galaverse episode 13. We're doing something different today. We have a special guest. We have Tripto from MetaFlora. So the first bit of the podcast will be an hour interview with MetaFlora to see what they're doing, what they are, who they are, and what they plan to do. And then it will be the regular section of Ahead of the Game where we go over everything you guys need to know that happened in the galagames ecosystem this week. So I'll hand it over to Tripto if you introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I'm Tripto, also known as Greg Sigonis. I'm the founder of MetaFlora. We are a decentralized node network in the biotech industry, and we're powered by the OG token. Essentially what we do is we bridge IRL data on chain. We aggregate this data to perfect crop steering techniques, increase medical benefits, and establish reports for agricultural futures. Pretty much what we can get to the bottom of here is we're pretty much just utilizing the technology we already have today, and we're fusing it with this modern era. So for these reasons, I'm extremely excited to present you guys this project here and have a lot of you guys on board. A lot of this information is going to be coming from you guys at home. We have a lot of partnerships in the industry sector, and we're looking to spread out this industry sector to multiple industries to make our impact the greatest possible.
Ooh, very good. Shadow and Khaos, anything to add before we get started?
I'm super excited to get Tripto on. Like, this is from the hackathon. This is a project that I was like really intrigued about, because I was like, oh wow, this is new. Like, in terms of like putting the data on the blockchain. Like, so with everyone else, they was quite focused on like gaming technology, or when Tripto came on and was talking, I was like, oh wow, this sounds really interesting, and I want to know more. But like the hackathon was so short, it didn't give a lot of information. So I'm so happy and excited to have him on, so he can tell us more about the project and the business.
Yeah, Shadow, that's like it pinpoints everything right there. It's what we can actually do with this data is what's the most fascinating, and it's not, and we want to do it differently. Data, when you say it out loud, it sounds boring, but with a platform like this, we can create a new type of aspect to it, bringing it into the limelight. And I think that you guys are going to be really surprised and really forthcoming when you see how this whole thing folds together, and how we can present it in a more modern fashion.
We have a question already from C Money. What does the switch do behind you, Tripto? Does that turn on the node network?
This is how we get lit.
All right, cool. So that was the intro. Let's dive into MetaFlora. So what is MetaFlora? How did it come to? And what is the main purpose? Like, what's the goal? I know you briefly touched over it, but let's dive into more detail.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we're talking about a vault of information. It's a library of knowledge, and really, it's an immutable ledger to discovery. Let's take into consideration all the data that every company right now is already collecting. And I'm going to focus most of my attention in our phase one with cannabis. It's probably one of the best examples and our flagship of our company. So we do have all these testing requirements before bringing it to shelf, and there's many different layers of testing. There's the requirements, and then there's the further knowledge down the line, and all of it's important from its base levels, and then increasing it thoroughly throughout the plant. And this is great knowledge internally for a company, and what it really can do, though, is make it immutable. So we can have this ledger of knowledge that we're working so hard on individually, and be able to eventually or right away share this knowledge with others. This plant has extreme medicinal values, to say the least. And we're moving this industry so quickly through innovations, and it's a good thing. You know, we saw a big race in THC content, and we saw some like unbelievable responses and a lot of really crazy innovation. Now that being said, there's a lot of other things going on in the plant, and by bringing this information on chain, we can really track these things as we move very, very quickly. And I've said it in an interview before about making these minute compounds um, strengthened and have these extraction rates more efficient, and thus providing cheaper medicine in the long run and more efficient ways of cultivating. So this is just maybe the outside crust of the entire idea here, because what can you do with the data as you dive in deeper? And you're going to see a lot more of what we intend to do with this data through our light paper that I believe should be released by the end of next week. Yeah, it's very exciting here. This idea, it didn't happen overnight. You know, it's obvious that there's a need for it, and it's surprising that it hasn't been done yet. You know, there's a lot of issues with the supply chain. People are trying to solve the supply chain issue, but what really we want to be looking at is what we've all experienced when we go to buy cannabis, either at the local retailer that's licensed. Some of us are finding Delta 9 THC that's hemp derived, and you can buy it at a gas station or a shop that sells it, and so you can even buy hemp off of Amazon. So these levels, these consistencies, we don't really have a way of tracking it beyond those initial test results to get it to get it passed towards a retail environment. I'll just tell you a bit of a story. You know, I see a lot of products, and I had somebody bring me some products, and they're like, "Hey, take a look at this." It's a QR code to a test result, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's great." And it actually ended up being counterfeit packaging that you can purchase in bulk and provide your own product inside, and then it goes to a registered test result. So this is going to be a way for us to really pinpoint a genetic to a package. And this is like, it's a no-brainer for people even at home. The less knowledge you have, the more you rely on the label. And this is going to solve this problem. There's inconsistencies when going to these places, and the most inconsistent place you can get is probably the most easily available. And we're gonna change that by developing this sort of platform and this type of availability.
I've got a question. There was a lot of blockchains out there. What made you go with Galachain?
Gala is simply built differently. I think the community was like the reason why. In the end, I built it alongside Gala because they approached blockchain, a ledger, differently than the other chains did. I was brought in through Bitcoin. I spent and then I switched to almost, I wouldn't call it an ETH maxi, but I was very heavily into ETH and NFTs and these communities, and but I always knew my smart money was with Gala, and I always was really kind of involved in that. Like anytime I went astray, I always kind of knew that was home base, and it was because it was a company that was building around the use of the chain, and that was what I wanted to do. I was like, okay, I really like this. I know that this is going to be the next big thing. This 2017, 2018, 2020. And I'm thinking, I'm like, well, how do I contribute to this? Because I'm here now, and I know my industry, and I realized, well, there is this need in the industry, and they were they're trying. I know metric. I know these track and trace protocols that are in with the states, but it's not to this sort of level. And that's because blockchain isn't prevalent yet in our everyday lives, and it will be because of the advantages that we take from this. So that was the reason why I built alongside Gala, and then I've been with Gala for in the community of Gala for quite some years now, and I've seen some of the ups and downs, and I saw the reaction with the community, and that was really what really inspired me to keep going and finalize that decision. Of course, you balance your ideas and try to see what things would look like on another chain, but this belongs on Gala, like 100%. There's no design that shows it going somewhere else, but you will see cross-platform capabilities and compatibility and use cases for this sort of thing. But this thing was completely built for galachain.
Does building on galachain make it easier for somebody who's not like a blockchain wizard to get started, or do you have like a team member that does that for you when you communicate back and forth?
Well, we've been actually very blessed. We have building for us. Our development team is made up of some of the contestants that were building the block explorer for Gala, and so we're in really good hands, and things are being navigated at a quick speed. We're working hand in hand with Galachain, trying to get us deployed over there as early as possible, and kind of make our developments in stride with everything. So yeah, we got some really exciting times ahead of us, and we have a very solid foundation of developers that know Galachain, they know the community, and that's what we're building for.
Sweet. So we got a question from C Money. Have you found any producers who have started to utilize this system, or who is this marketed to?
Say that again. What was the?
Have you found any like companies that have started to utilize this technology for the MetaFlora, like the DPIN genetic blueprint, as it says on your website? And who will MetaFlora target? Like, is it companies? Is it like the businesses? Is it like average Joe? Like, who's the target audience?
Okay, we can go all the above. We'll have a list of some of our Genesis partnerships rolling out with our new website, and we will also be having an industry sector on our website added by the end of the month. You guys in the community will be able to onboard companies of interest as well, and we are actively onboarding more and more. And it doesn't just it starts with cultivations and producers, nurseries especially, seed breeders that do a lot of research and development, but it extends beyond this. We're looking at lighting, we're looking at nutrients, we're looking at all these different aspects of the growing environment. And these companies, they produce data on the regular, especially the nutrient companies are always changing their formula. And it's because they're figuring out better ways to steer crops. So our techniques that are going to be logged in on the industry side, as well as on the homegrown side, we're going to be able to fine tune these sort of things in the breeding rooms, and then apply these things to different types of lights and different types of nutrient recipes. So in the end, all the information will kind of harness this ecosystem, a healthy ecosystem, where each one of us will learn from each other to make the best products that we can. I guess to go a little bit further, we're looking at also the home growers too. They're going to be bringing on data as well. They'll be able to bring in strains that are verified, and now we have verified grow journals that are attached to an actual specific genetic in a strain, a phenotype, this sort of thing. so we can have accurate results. And a lot of the solutions that we see in the Web 2, just because you buy Girl Scout cookies from somebody doesn't mean it's the same Girl Scout cookies are of another. And that's fine, but we should label it. This is Greg's OG, or this is Nate's OG, something like this. And then that way we can build test results and grow journals, and we can put it into an industry sphere, and kind of track and trace what kind of crop steering techniques we need, and to push certain levels in the plants in the end.
So speaking of OG, you said the token was called OG, right? Like the token that the MetaFlora project will use will be the OG token. Can you give us more information about the token and like how it's earned and what it'll be used for and how the community can use it to interact with your project?
Yeah, for sure. So it's ecosystem rewards token for running the nodes, and as well as hosting data. We'll be having emissions for people who do contributions to the data, community participation. What we're really looking at is for contributions that lead towards a high value contribution, something that brings knowledge to the table. And this thing will all play out a little bit more as we get into our knowledge hubs, and we have our data assets out, and information to be shared a little bit more. But what we're looking at too is on a daily basis, we're looking at the connoisseur node taking up 19% of the distributions. And then we'll have the rest of it kind of split between the home grower nodes and the Gala founders nodes, and then some actions and scanning. And as I told you before about the contributions. Now, I would highly recommend everybody to go to the website and go to the tokenomics tab on the top there. We have a lot of extensive information about it, our halving schedules.
The link is in the description, in the comment section. Yeah. So you can go to guest hub and you should see the link. I've also posted it in chat so you guys get quick access, and it's also being displayed on screen, allocation and supply. There we go. There's also trenches, which I'm interested in as well. So it'll be like halvings, but you've called it trenches because Gala calls it trenches now. Before it was like the halving, but now with the different algorithm to like Gala, it's now based on burns. And I see you also have burns and the mint bridge, because I'm guessing it's related to galachain, and Gala uses the burn to mint bridge instead of having a liquidity pool both sides. So that is interesting to see as well. But you did touch on different nodes. So if we go over to that node document, there is going to be 4 node systems. Can you go over like each node and what it does with the system?
Yeah. So what we're looking at is the connoisseur node. This is going to be pretty much everything package related, consumer related. All the information will get onboarded from the industry nodes and from the homegrown nodes into these data artifacts that will then be hosted on the connoisseur node network. So anything from adding reviews, analytic inputs, product release timelines and strain ownerships, data inputs and communication messaging. Look, we're looking at putting all this information even on the back of the package. So package scanning, you'll see in the pie chart on distributions. We have a big piece of the pie cut out there to kind of inspire people to keep on scanning these products and figure out the information that is behind this. What are our nodes running, and how much can I find out about the product? So this is something that you can really look forward to in the connoisseur node. It pretty much runs the whole ecosystem here. But on top of that, we'll have the industry node, which are licensed cultivators, retailers. These are your brands. These are your companies. We will have a vetting process. Our form should be live by the end of the month, by the end of next month, and we will be certifying different brands to come on, and those nodes will be hosting all their information coming in, and we'll be able to fill up these data artifacts that will be released and then hosted on the node network. The master grower node, these are for people who like to grow at home. They got their, their plants in their closet, they got their 6 plants, whatever your legal allotment at home is, and we'll be looking to onboard your grow journals. This will be a way that we can kind of decentralize research and development. For instance, a breeder might go through quite a few strains in a year and could decide to outsource this research and development or further the research into the development of a certain strain and just see how it reacts to different sort of environments, and the ease of use when it gets to the home grower. I think that this is going to be a really large aspect of the industry going forward, is this type of culture base behind brands and the way that they choose genetics for a large population. And then the fourth node that we're looking at is what we call a cluster oracle. This is going to be a little bit more towards a knowledge hub, and certain sort of focus groups to concentrate on different aspects of plants. Some people might be, more of a connoisseur of terpenes, so they would be involved in these terpene knowledge hubs, creating data assets that strengthen our knowledge behind each one of them. And then this is a way for us to be a little bit further involved into the platform and further into the reward structure of the OG token.
That's a lot of information to process, but hopefully people did process that. I do like the 4 node system because that's something you haven't seen implemented. I know Gala had a system where they wanted to do proof of work, proof of stake, and then proof of authority, but I think that's still in the works. So it's nice to see somebody else taking their spin on that. A quick question related to, what was I going to ask? It was related to, yes, the roadmap. So the roadmap says it's going to go Q1 and Q2, you're going to get the nodes and the genetics and the genetic data library up. But what do you plan to do on Q3 and Q4? And like, what is the set goals of MetaFlora?
So the Q3, Q4, we're looking at, so what we're looking at for the summertime, let me kind of walk you through the roadmap here. Our initial ambitions here is we're working on building our network, establishing it on galachain, and then getting that up and running. That way we can start seeding the network. We're going to be looking at our first batch of information on our data coming in from some brands that are standing by, and at that point we'll be able to seed the network, create our first genetic artifacts, and start putting our theory to practice. This is where we're looking at this connoisseur box, where we can kind of decentralize the experience of a cannabis cup, or a taster's box, a connoisseur box, if you will. And this will host all of our packaged products, a link from the package to our chain, and we'll begin our proof of concept out in the real world through actual retail environments, and then continue that momentum by broadening out to more and more industry members. I mentioned before that we've had some talks in the Discord about some of our community members saying, "Hey, I got the perfect company that I want to onboard. What information do I need to give them?" And so we're hard at work on making sure that they have a landing page that they can get to right away. I know everybody's really eager to start onboarding everybody that they know, because once we get our foundation laid, we really want to push the envelope. But there's so many more industries that we can touch on this as well. And once that chain gets up and running, we have our nodes good to go, and we have our whole system on how the data artifacts get created and then get hosted to our network, how the end consumer receives this information, and then how we have outside sources accessing this data from outside of our platform. Then we're going to be looking at these other industries. I know that we have another member that was talking to me personally about the medicinal benefits of mushrooms, and he was extremely passionate about this. And as many of you guys saw my hat in the hackathon video, I'm a found proponent of mushrooms, and I had a mushroom hat, and we are very well versed in the medicinal benefits, and its adaptations to your morning routine and your daily health. So these things we're very passionate about bringing on board as soon as possible. So we would like to, kind of keep this all in the back of your mind where we're moving towards. And we're going to be moving quick. This, like I said, this thing wasn't a thought that I had overnight. It's from decades of inspiration, and I found a need for something in our everyday lives that I think that is going to be massively adopted with a lot of ease. So yeah, keep it in the back of mind. We're moving forward with this. If you guys are well connected in many other industries, let's get the talk going. Let's be one step ahead of everything, and at the same time, let's build a solid foundation from the ground up.
What has been the greatest challenge so far for like MetaFlora, like getting up and running, or like integrating the blockchain, or like getting a team together? What do you think has been like the biggest challenge for the company?
I get asked this all the time, but I'm somebody who thinks, if there's a solution, there's no problem. If I don't have a solution, then we have a problem. And business is a lot about overcoming these daily conflicts on the daily, and knowing that you have this path ahead of you on a daily basis, knowing that can you manifest a direct line to turn that switch on. That's what we have to accomplish on a daily basis. These things are, some of the hardest things to really wrap your head around. But once you do, and you have this mindset, you can really tackle anything. There's things that come up every day, from business development to marketing to legal to the tokenomics and a roadmap. Everything has to find a solution, and it's best to just take it head on and find one to the best route of success.
Good answer. I like that. Like just finding solutions to things that don't have problems. What do you consider? What do you consider your biggest achievement so far? And what do you think the next biggest achievement you will achieve in, like, let's say, a year or two?
Well, professionally, I think that I'm living it right now. I've done a lot in my life. I've, graduated from college, as far as my professional life is concerned, I've done a lot for myself. But I believe that coming to this conclusion about MetaFlora and putting it on paper and really seeing what kind of impact that I can create through this company, this is my greatest achievement. We're all living it right now. The birth of cryptocurrencies, the birth of the blockchain. We're making history right now. We're the first movers in the space, and we have a lot to look forward to here. We're really, really going to change lives.
You touched on it previously that you could use this in other industries, right? Because it's any ingredient or anything can be put on your network per se, and then it can be tracked through the internet from a QR code. Like, do you consider yourself branching out in the future, or do you plan to just focus on one sector at the start, get everything up and running, and then slowly bring other people in? Or do you think the community, like you were touching on, the community will just bring a lot of the other industries in and you'll build from there?
Yeah, this is something that I think about on a daily. I definitely want to stress that we need a strong foundation. This thing needs to get up and running. And I'm passionate about the cannabis industry because it's an industry that it has so many restrictions on it, and a lot of people complain in the industry and say, oh, we're looked at differently. We have higher stipulations to operate. I say we're leading the way to a brighter future. We are a spitting image of how other industries should be acting. We're a spitting image of how people should be operating. Uh, the cannabis industry is very well focused on health and organics and proper uses of agriculture. And if you guys saw the Common Ground film, you'll see that we had these farming techniques that don't suit us anymore, and they had a negative impact on how we're going to be able to produce in the future. And it's really purely out of respect to this sort of thing, where we need this, and cannabis is already doing so. Now, moving on to other industries and the community the floodgates, I don't know if I can keep them closed. If people are ready to come in and we have the infrastructure to do so, then we'll need to bring things in quicker. But not until everything is right and ready to go.
Sounds good.
I got a quick question. You mentioned like cannabis being like very highly like regulated and a lot of restrictions. Have you found any restrictions and barriers or any regulation issues when coming to trying to do what you're trying to do in terms of like with the data or working with certain companies? Have you found any barriers or stuff like that or challenges?
What I couldn't say no, but because it took me a long time to get to where we're at, and a lot of shaking hands, and a lot of dreaming, and a lot of people, after listening to me talk, was just saying, "Wow, we want to get on board with this." So by getting these initial chess pieces in a row, it's so soon, I believe that that hurdle that maybe everybody is eyeing down is not as tall as you think it is. The way that we're going to be able to bring this on so quickly will persuade others to join us as well. I believe, especially in this cannabis industry, that many of the OGs, almost all the OGs that are in the industry, did this because they really thought they were doing the world a better place. And the cannabis industry is still like this, and this is what MetaFlora is here for.
Well, it's like similar to like the crypto industry, right? The crypto industry is building for a brighter future in terms of like finance, DeFi, gaming, and all that. And then you've taken like the blockchain side, and like the cannabis OGs are building roughly the similar to crypto OGs, where it's like, oh, we want to be financially free. We don't want to be stuck under tyranny, and we want to have accurate information that's not automatically being sold to like Google or like under these other bigger companies, that you can control it yourself, you can verify it yourself. It's like you're becoming the change type of thing, is like the movement happening. Got two comments. Go ahead.
You hit the nail right on the head. Crypto is a risk to the banking sector as we know it, and medicinal cannabis really poses a huge risk to big pharma. So, these industries don't like anyone trying to take a pound or a dollar in your case out of their pocket. So they will fight tooth and nail to try and detract from your goals. But you can see from this interview that your passion and knowledge is just shining through. And you touched on it briefly earlier. I believe that the mushrooms is the next big industry to break through. We've already seen how much revenue cannabis has started to generate through medicinal use, and mushrooms, I think that's the next frontier.
Yeah, I just saw mushrooms in the corner store just a little bit ago. You know, and then it's kind of crazy how quickly and fast everything's waking up.
Oh yeah, once the ball gets rolling, it just snowballs, right? That's so fast to control. We have a couple of comments from YouTube. C Money says it's a very interesting product, could be revolutionary in the cannabis industry that seems to be all over the place. So it has, the last couple of years, the industry has grown quite a bit. I believe if I go over to your deck related to the goal, it says the market of legal cannabis is at 16.25 billion in 2023, and it is expected to reach 108 billion in 2032. So within the next like 5 to 10 years, the industry is gonna roughly 8 or 9x in size, and it's like its own sector, right? It's gonna be like its own thing. And you can see here, based on the graph shown, that it's just going to continue growing because it is something that a lot of people are passionate about. It has medical uses. It can be used all over the world. Well, I guess for UK, we're still technically behind on the legalization of cannabis and that. But in America and other parts of the world, it's revolutionary and game-changing. Furious Curiosity says, I appreciate the deep insight into the industry. And then SSG says, why do you choose Galachain over the other trace track blockchains? You touched on it previously, but I guess you just popped in. If you could give like a 2-3 minute.
Well, yeah. So we're going at it as also as a different approach. You know, we're not just going to be doing cut and dry data. If you see what our marketing is gearing towards is more of a gamification of this data. And we're going to create it more in a fun environment. It's something that reflects the cannabis industry very well, and why not other industries?
Good, sweet to know. We're halfway through, so we'll take some of the community questions, and then let's get off MetaFlora and talk a little bit about you. What has been your favorite crypto story that you've like heard or been in or experienced yourself?
Well, the experience myself, I mean, it was hackathon. I got to shake hands, you know, with Bitbender, Benefactor, David Bianchi. Sat down with Anita. I got to meet a lot of the builders on Galachain, and that was truly one of the pinnacle moments of my Web3 experience. And it just brought everything full circle from the first moment somebody sent me Bitcoin to my Celian wallet to, you know, to purchasing a parcel in Decentraland and yeah, just my whole NFT journey, okay, just led up to this moment in time where I felt as if I had finally taken all my knowledge, all my research and development, and everything, and I stood in front of the greatest faces on Galachain.
Prospector asks, what is your favorite project apart from yours that's on Gala? Or like by Gala, on Galachain, something that you've seen at GDC? What's piqued your interest apart from MetaFlora?
Oh, that's a hard question. I'm most involved in Gala music. The release of Gala film is probably taking up most of my time. And then I play a lot of Common Ground. I'm starting to build my town up.
Oh, nice. So, you're also a gamer. Yeah, do you play like Web3 games, just Gala games?
The town nodes, and I hopped in again, and yeah, so been rekindling that lately.
It's nice to see you're in other parts of the Gala ecosystem as well. Like I tend to focus on the gaming side because I'm like a hardcore gamer, so I've been waiting for Miranda's and The Walking Dead to come out for Gala Games. The teams have shifted and there's been like a bit of announcements back and forth. But if you guys didn't watch the live stream yesterday, Doug did pop in and say that the Walking Dead stream is next week and the Miranda stream could be the week after, but he's still confirming the dates. So there's a couple of informations for you there. We also have I had another gaming related question that Khaos wanted to ask. Like, since you said you are a gamer, like, do you find the time to game by like balancing MetaFlora and like gaming? And then what are you playing right now? Do you just stick to like Web 3, Web 2? Like, give us your gamer backstory.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. You want to hear my gaming backstory? I grew up playing Monkey Island. Was my main thing on the computer. But recently, MetaFlora does take up a lot of my time. Do I have multiple screens open? Yeah. Recently I've been really trying to dig in deeper and play a lot more. I played a lot during COVID, especially. I played a lot of online poker in Decentraland, and so I'm really kind of stoked to see the rollout of some gala poker and the new token attached to it, the new nodes being released. I think that next month I'm going to be probably giving that a bunch of attention. I'm really kind of excited for this rollout with the gala poker.
Yeah, so Gala Poker released a video yesterday. If you guys didn't manage to catch it, they did a live stream. They're going to continue Poker Go, and that's going to be the sweepstakes model. And that is going to be the current system that you guys are used to. But the new version called Gala Poker is going to have the option to have all the different types of game modes, like blackjack, and then a lot of people ask for craps, and then like all of the other mini games that you can play at a casino. It's going to use G-Chip, which is going to be the token associated with that ecosystem. And I believe Super Duper said there will be a node sale coming up soon with more information next week or in the next couple of weeks. I do like playing Texas Hold'em. The only downside is I can't access Poker Glow or probably the new Gala Poker because I'm currently in the UK and the UK doesn't like you gambling away online. But when I go back to India, when I go to like Europe, I'm pretty sure I'll play the poker games because I really do like playing Texas Hold'em. Even more so face to face. Like when you play in Poker Go, it's you and the chat. It's not the same as when you're like bantering back and forth and then reading the other person's expressions and you try and bluff. It's like, oh, I got 2 aces, but you got 2 2s. It's nice to go back and forth. I would like to see a gala like poker event like that. That'd be good.
Yeah, really.
So we're getting up and close to like the hour mark. We have like roughly 10-15 minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to quickly touch over? And then if you could give your like where they can find you, your socials, what's the best place to contact you if anybody wants to bring people in, like that rundown.
Yeah, guys, mtfl.xyz. You guys want to go to our homepage. All of our links are at the top of the page here. All the documents that you need to know everything about where we're at right now, where we're going. Come check us out on our Discord. Sign up to our Telegram. We will be accepting any type of input there. And we're happy to see you guys there, and stoked to see you.
Oh, Minnie has just donated 20,001, I believe. It's nice to see you, Shadow, your face after a long time. Remember Smilinmonster trying to faint when he first got that Barbara? Way to go, everyone. I'm going to bed. Bye. See you next time. Well, thank you for the donation, Minnie. We'll see you next time. Have a good sleep. Back to the
Minnie. Take care. Thanks for stopping by.
Also, SSG says, Shadow, you had a burglar in your house. I'm guessing somebody opened the door behind you and like crept in and deposited something and left. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly switch screens and then we'll go over. So MetaFlora's official Twitter or X is MetaFlora Labs. Make sure you go to this one and not any of the other ones because they might be scams, and crypto is full of scams. So make sure you click and bookmark the official links. So this is the official MetaFlora page. You can see, if you click down here, you should see I am following it, and if I am, and then like all of the other gala members are like 8-bit, Wookie, you have RNG Crypto, like all of the other creators and the community members are following. Rocket Unit as well, Fortune Crypto. You should use a bit of common sense to know like this is the one. And if we go over to the website, which is mftl.xyz, it will take you to this website. I did post it earlier on in the podcast, so you can scroll up or you can check the description. It has both links there, so you don't have to go searching and have any mishaps. You can find the node network, the node sale deck, the tokenomics, and the overview deck on the website. And you can have a time limit offer enter the pre-sale. As stated previously in the podcast, they will be doing an overhaul of the website, and I believe phase 1 should be launching soon. So they're going to be, where is it? I think it's in this document. Phase 0 is now, and then phase 1 is in the works the second half of April. So in the next couple of weeks, they should get quite a few things up and running as well. So stay tuned for the new revamped website and the more details to come. Furious Curiosity says, insightful chat. Thanks, guys. Anything else to top on, touch up on before you have to go to your other commitment?
No, that's all good. Just like he said, keep an eye out. Phase 0 is about to end. This will be your last chance for the 10% booster. Each node will be able to be paired with 3 boosters. Our phase 1 will be launching the referral program with a 5% booster. So yeah, get in while you can, and we'll see you soon. Hope to see you in the Discord.
Sweet. So whenever you're, just redo that. Alrighty.
Yeah, thank you guys very much.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. That was awesome.
It was dope, pun intended.
Yeah.
There we go. So that was Tripto from MetaFlora. The first hour of the podcast was everything related to MetaFlora and everything you needed to know about phase 1 upcoming in the next couple of weeks. Let me just quickly minimize all the tabs, and then we can go over to our regular segment, which is ahead of the game, everything you need to know that happened in Gala this week. So just going to switch over to here. As always, guys, you can find the information in my Twitter or X. I do a thread every week after the episode, so you guys don't have to sit through it. You can just read this and save yourselves half an hour, or you could watch the audio version where you're doing it right now. So here is everything you need to know about episode 48 from Galagames, and it was just Anita this time. Bitbender was not available because he was over in Thailand, I believe, going to some blockchain Web3 events. So we start off with the knowledge base updates, the brand new articles for installing nodes, Gala referral systems, and some articles were updated that were previously released. They've updated for the official information and updated information. Next up, Bitbender is attending some events in Thailand, as I said, so he wasn't available to host. So it was a short episode, it is a short thread, because when he's not there, there's not a lot of information that's given out, because Anita doesn't have the same information access as Bitbender. There is a new node version. Make sure to update your nodes to get the latest version. However, it does not apply to your last expedition nodes. Since they're having some issues with the LE team have said that they're fixing it and they'll be ready in a few days. So if you go over to the Discord and you head over to the last expedition announcements, Ven has said, all last expedition node owners, we are finding that updating your Gala node to version 6.6 3.6.6 may disrupt your last expedition workload. We strongly advised against updating it at this time. The team is currently developing a workaround, but it may take a couple of days for it to finalize. So if you guys still want to run your last expedition nodes, then don't update them right now. You can update your music film and other nodes, but if you're running more than one workload using one machine or node or VPN, then make sure you don't update that one, because if you update that one, you can run like the film, music, and founders, but it will do the last expedition workload might not work. And then we go over to Gala Film. So episode 3 of Razor is out. Episode 4 coming up fairly soon. I believe I got the message today or yesterday that episode 4 is out. We still have to watch Razor. Like episode 4 is out, so that's like a good hour. I guess we can arrange something. Or like
so short as well. Like you don't really have an excuse.
It's 15 to 20 minutes.
It's not like it's gonna be something boring or like, oh man, this is a chore. Like just force them out. It looks really fun.
Yeah.
So,
I guess if next week we don't have a special guest, we can watch it then, or we can arrange another time where we're free and we can go over like a live watch party.
Yeah, we've definitely got to.
Yeah.
even if we don't do all 4, like do like the first 2 or the first 3, you know what I mean? Like even if you got like an hour, it ain't gotta be like a whole 2-hour thing. Just be like an hour and we just watch.
Well, at the rate we're going, it might be the whole series thing. I was like, we still got to watch it next week. Oh, there's another episode. We still got to watch it. But yeah, exactly. Do the whole series like a Netflix series. Could you go through the poker nodes? So I will be touching up on that in a bit, SSG. Let's go through the thread first, and then we can go over the live stream that they had. So Go Gala Music has been working hard to get their regular updates and rectify previous promises. Music tracks can now only be purchased from music or credit cards. If you hold 1 music token in your ETH wallet, you will get a 10% discount on tracks. And this is the announcement from Layla Steinberg, where she goes over, I hope everybody's doing well, like we're addressing a few important things, like stuff is happening, and then this is what you want to pay attention to. I'm thrilled to announce a significant step forward in the music utility. Starting today, we've simplified the payment process by exclusively accepting credit cards and music for the purchasing of tracks. This move not only streamlines transitions, but also enhances the role of music within our platform. Plus, we're sweetening the deal with a 10% discount on all tracks to purchase for those who hold at least 1 music on the Ethereum wallet. So if you do get your music distro, you have to make sure you bridge 1 music over to Ethereum, or you might just be better off just buying it on ETH and then transferring it to your wallet, because bridging fees could be crazy at certain times of the day. It might cost you like $5 just to buy and transfer, where bridging could be 5 to 10, whatever, whoever knows, depending what's happening on ETH system. Do you guys purchase music tracks at all? Are you in the music ecosystem? Because it has been popping off recently, and there was a little campaign for more music utility, so I'm guessing they've started to update some of the promises.
Yeah, there was quite a big announcement today. I don't know whether that's going to be covered in one of your tabs. I obviously got into it by getting a Snoop box, which obviously didn't turn out to be the best decision I've ever made. But soon after that, I got all 3 of the October London releases, and yeah, I've been hosting my tracks since. I didn't get a node or anything. I was really excited about the potential of some really big hip-hop stars coming over to the node network. This obviously did start with Snoop, and then obviously we was hoping to get some exclusive stuff from Death Row. I guess we're still waiting to see how that materializes. But you know, they do have some really big hip hop artists, coming over, which is really cool.
I found the announcement that you're talking music utility daily. So happy Friday. You've spoken and we've listened. Exciting updates for Gala music. So e-consistent rewards. You can tip an artist, earn 10 points by tipping an artist 250 music or more. Unlock jukebox slots. So you can unlock additional slots for 100 points. Access experiences. You can buy experiences for 5 points available once daily. Wait, all access experiences? Buy an all access experience for 5 points available daily, once daily. Is it like a free for all, whoever gets it after reset, or is it per an account? That's an interesting thing to see. Mystery boxes. Earn 10 points by redeeming a mystery box available once a day. Jukebox node. Purchase a jukebox node and receive 1,000 points. Live stream chat. Send a chat message in live stream and earn 1 point. Available once per stream. Beats purchase. Buy beats on mobile app during a live stream for 5 points each, subject to change in the future. And then you have the existing referrals. So you can music node referral and the track pairing referral. Refer a friend. Whoever buys a music node gets 15 points. Whoever gets a track gets you 1 point. And then you have the listen for rewards update. So the point system is here. So 1 point is 10 listeners, 2 is 20, 3 is 30, and it goes all the way to 10 is 750. So to participate, you must have at least one music in your ETH wallet associated with your account, and you'll be able to participate in this ecosystem. Now, what are points? Rewards are distributed from 25% of the ecosystem support pool at the end of each day. Total points are added daily, and the pool is divided by the total points determined individual distributions. Also, this can subject to change in the future. A huge thank you to everyone in our community. Your involvement is what shapes our future. Is that the announcement you're talking about? Is interesting change.
Absolutely. Cool. And going back to like the artist I'm into, so they managed to get Earl Sweatshirt and the Alchemist album, which was basically they done an album together years ago, and they said they basically hid it on the internet, and everyone spent years trying to find this album and no one ever found it. And then that actually launched on Gala Music as well as other streaming platforms. But the fact they was able to get like such a, you know, like a huge Easter egg over to their platform, an artist and producer of that caliber really speaks volumes to what they're trying to achieve.
Yep. My music, more Taste of September Morning and City of Sound, as well as some like electric. I would like to see more what would you like OST instrumental type musics, because then I can use them, stream them in the background. But I do listen to quite a bit of September Morning. What was the other artist that just recently got added? Let me see if I can quickly find them. I listened to 8-Bit Tendies as well. Like, he released one of those cyberpunk type tracks, and that was pretty fire too. Let's go over to the next part of the thread, which is Common Ground World. The town hall is tomorrow, which was yesterday at the usual time. The new event will be through the Throw Pillow. For more information about the May Mayhem builds, check the Discord announcements. The upcoming sale is the Nourish Pen NFT. So Common Ground World has said that they will be participating in May Mayhem. There are 4 builds for each week of the duration of May to participate in, and I don't think they've announced the rewards. They've announced the build informations, but make sure you go over to Discord and then you can find out the additional information if you plan to play Common Ground World. It was also nice to see Crypto talk about Common Ground World and the link between like how that's affecting the industry and how his industry is trying to, well, how they're kind of connected, if you get what I mean. Welcome back, Khaos.
Yeah. Let's take a little break.
Yep. Voyager Ascension is now live on Galagames platform, the first third-party game live on Galachain. Have you guys tried Voyager Ascension? Because it was pretty fun when I downloaded it on launch day. Like, the response from input and the fast-paced combat is fairly good. You do get disorientated because you're moving in all 6 dimensions. But I did play this game called Air Rivals or Ace Combat. I can't remember which one it was, but it had similar gameplay. Now, if Voyager can get similar to that with like fast-paced action combat, and when multiplayer comes in, I'm interested to see how they'll do that. But I really liked the gameplay and the input. I only played 2 levels, but I did play them on like hard difficulty, so I don't know how many more levels I have to do. And I don't have a season pass, so I don't know if the earnings are live for the game as of yet. I know they did do a giveaway where they gave away 50 season passes or 50 access to the game a couple weeks ago. But if you do have that information, make sure you go over to the RFLX studio to make sure that you have won or participated in the giveaway. And if you have, make sure you try and claim the coupon or key or voucher, whatever you need to do to redeem it. Have you guys played?
I've not had a chance to play yet, to be honest. I was doing like 12-hour days at work this week.
No wonder you were so quiet. Yeah, I was like, where's Shadow?
Yeah, didn't really play much CA, and when I did get on Legends, it just it infuriated me so much that I just literally turned it off, and I actually don't know when I'm going to turn it back on, to be honest, which is probably a shock to you.
I turned it on.
This is a title that I do want to check out. You know, obviously want to cover all games, and to be able to cover them accurately, we need to have a hands-on. So by next episode, I definitely would have run that up.
What about you, Khaos?
Yeah. So I checked it out because I was on my way home and I saw Smilinmonster playing it, and I said to myself, like, I'm not gonna make the same mistake I did with Last Expedition, because when I saw Last Expedition, I was like, yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't think I would enjoy this game. Like, it's not my genre. I'm not really a fan. But when I played Last Expedition, like, I loved the game. It was such a really good game. So I said to myself, like, any game that like God puts out, at least let me try it one time. Like, even if I don't like it, at least let me just try it, because I just never know, right? And I found myself, like, as soon as I logged in, I started playing Voyager Ascension. Uh, I couldn't stop playing. Like, it was so fun. Like, I had so much fun. It took me back to like old school arcade games on the PC. I remember like one of the first games I got on PC was, I forget the name, it's quite similar to that. But the one thing I liked about the game was like the progression. Like, you start off and like it's a bit slow because you have like basic weapons. But then you unlock an upgrade so you can get like a stronger weapon, and you're like, oh wow, this is like so much better. This weapon's so much better, and you're constantly trying to get stronger, more health, more armor, better weapon upgrades, and that's where the loot comes in, the design loot comes in. So it's definitely a fun game. If you're on the fence, I buy it. I'm like, yo, definitely like check it out, like play at least once, because it might surprise you, because it definitely surprised me. I'll tell you that.
Well, you don't need any NFTs to play the game. It's completely free to play. You don't have to purchase anything. You just click install, download the Gala launcher, install the game, and you can play it completely free. It is developed by RFLX Studios, which is apparently Charles Hodgkin's studio. For the people that don't know, he is the founder and the person who made Cardano, or the Cardano Foundation. So it was a pleasant surprise to see other people also taking the initiative and building on galachain, as well as the MetaFlora saying that galachain basically did what they needed it to do, and it was built specifically for their project, and they're just waiting for the chain side to get up and running. But yeah, it's nice to see that galachain is actually slowly starting to get adopted and people are starting to build on it. Back to your Legendary Born point, I logged in, I pressed play match, and I spent a good like 10-15 minutes just trying to find a match. Couldn't find a match, so I just logged off. I was like, oh, I'm gonna log in, let me grind this battle pass. I need to get that scarecrow, I need to get that scuttle shell. I might play those 70 matches like during this month. And then like for 2 days I logged in like random times during each day, and I logged in 10 minutes of like no games, and I'm like, oh my god, I just played something else. I launched up Helldivers 2, I was just killing Terminates and bug. But yeah,
it's just got to the point for me where it's just actually broken, like broken beyond fun. Like these games, games to be something that is fun and offers like an escapism to like round off your day. And you know, I'm just going on there and just getting infuriated by just just the stuff that's just so broken that it never sort of made its way through QA.
Yeah, I mean, with me, there's two issues I have with Legends Reborn right now. Is the unbalance, how unbalanced it is in terms of how broken it is with the it being so unbalanced with heroes, some creatures, one card in particular, form of divinity, and another thing is the lack of players. So it's like if they had more players, then it's like, all right, cool. I can avoid people that constantly use Tome of Divinity, or I'll be able to get games. And if I'm in a game with somebody that I'm like, I don't even want to play with this person, I just like, yo, take the win. Like it's not that deep. Take the win, and I just play somebody else. But because like we're just limited to like 12 to 15 people that's playing the game, and all of them are either using broken mechanics, or they're like somebody who's really new to the game and really don't understand what's going on, and the likelihood of them continuing playing the game is very slim. I remember I had the same issue with Champions Arena with like when the meta was so broken with like AoE champions, but at least they had the users, at least they had the user base, at least they had the amount of players. So I wasn't playing the same top 5 people all the time. I might see them, once in a while, depending on how much I played. But majority of the time, I was able to play. Speaking of Champions Arena, I was majority of the time I was able to play other people. Or when it comes to Legend Reborn, yeah, the game is still early access, so it's not fully launched. But I feel like more people will play the game, i.e., Shadowknyte would continue playing the game. I've actually like stopped playing the game myself because of that reason. But if it was more balanced, I feel like more people will continue to play the game, more people will come back. But again, we just don't know what's going on right now. With the lack of communication from anyone really.
The thing is, it's poor Nephilim and Cotton. We are literally like saying to them like, "Where's the communication from the developers?" Like it's been months before we've had even a word from them, and these guys are put in a real difficult position because they obviously don't have the answers that they can give us, and they want the game to be a success just as much as we do. It's got it hasn't got a big community, but it's got a ultra passionate community, and it really has the opportunity to be a breakout title, which we've spoke about time and time again. But if they're just not going to let us know what changes they're making, or if they are going to make any changes, it's just it is just going to wane. Like Khaos said, like new players coming in, and then matching up against someone, and then they get like
destroyed
plus energy on like turn 2 when they're looking at their screen like, I've only got 3 energy. How's this guy just done 16 plus attacks? And then they're like, I don't understand what's going on, and then they just leave and don't come back. Whereas this shouldn't be in the game. It's actually broke. Like, we've been over it. Like, Tome of Virginity, basically, how it used to operate is you'd have to draw all your creatures to the board, which would cost you 5 energy because it used to be a 1 energy draw system, which is now 0. So now people just get this card, draw all their creatures out for 0, and then get 4 free energy, which is 5 plus the 2 or 3 depending on what turn it is, and then they just smash people into oblivion, and then think they're good at the game when they're not. They're just absolute scrubs.
Yeah, but that's why I say they should get the content creator program up and running, or that Discord. Just get the creators to test your games. Like most of the creators are gamers. There's other creators that are like for DeFi side, the Web3 side. They're there for finance. Some people are there for like the tokenomics. Majority are there for gamers. If you're trying to test a game, just tell the creators like, yo, here's the game. Test it, give us your feedback. What do you think's good? What do you think's bad? They haven't got that up and running. I'm still waiting for the creator program to have. I've got quite a few ideas, but if the creator program's not live, then I'm just gonna wait for it to go live whenever it does go live. I also thought Legends Reborn was launched. I didn't realize it was in early access, because in the couple ahead of the games they kept saying, oh, it's gonna launch, but I guess it's got the early access tag next to it. I'm pretty sure what's happening with a lot of the other games and third-party developers, well, it's no longer third-party developer, but you know what's happening, like with the GOG Echoes of Empire news, the game will be taken over by Gala for development, and the Discord will be also covered by Gala. So I'm pretty sure Legends Reborn, the new development studio is already owned by Gala, but I'm guessing that with Echoes of Empire and Legends Reborn, they're going to have a new section over in Chilean HQ, and they're going to give that to the devs there, and they're going to be taking over development for the game. This isn't confirmed information. This is just me saying what I think will happen based on all the things that have been happening in the Gala game side and in the Discord. So we'll have to wait and see for that. And an SSG says, you know what's really unbalanced? Safrina. Actually, good sir, the current most unbalanced champion is Miko, and the current most unbalanced combo is Miko, Vera, and Juriel, because you basically don't get a turn. If they have enough speed, you never get a go, and the match ends within like 2-3 turns without you doing anything. With Safrina's combo, go ahead.
Miko is the most broken champion by far. It shouldn't be 2 rounds of slowdown. It should just be 1.
Well, it also shouldn't be minus attack and an AoE caster damage as well.
Yeah. The buffs and debuffs from the attacks are just ridiculous. It should either be singular with the debuffs or AoE and no debuffs. It can't be all 3. AoE, debuffs, and slowdown. It's just so broken.
Bro, they knew what they was doing with her. Like, they must have known that.
Of course they did.
That's ability.
And she's blue.
Would have broken the game.
Yeah, most of the damage dealers are either yellow or red, so you get a blue damage dealer with utility as well. Also, if you go over to here, the Champions Arena have announced that they will be participating in May Mayhem. It will start from the 6th of May and finish on the 31st of May. There will be a event. There will be a new banner pickup event with the champions Nekaton and Zafrina, which makes no fucking sense because Zafrina has already had a banner event. Why are you giving her another banner event? And also, if you're giving them a banner event, where is the Gia and Lavia banners as well? Like, they're basically what the community is saying is, oh, you're gonna sell Zafrina, get everybody hyped to like spend money, get the gems on Zafrina, and then you go introduce the counter champion, because based on the previous AMAs, they won't be nerfing any champions. They'll just be introducing like the counters. And most people are saying, oh, you're gonna basically get everybody to get a Zafrina and then introduce a counter that basically nullifies or hard counters said AoE champions. I am not exactly happy for this, because I would rather the other legendaries get their turn, and then when everybody has had their go, everybody resets again. And it can be like, you can change it up a bit if you want to do like the AoE meta, which is Zafrina, Miko, Juriel, Vera. You can have like, oh, the meta banner, make sure you spend all your money on this, but this seems like it's singled out. Zafrina is standalone. You need that combination, which is hard. Zafrina is standalone. That is true, but once you have that combination, you can't do nothing. And with Zafrina, you mean
that they got like the increased chance of pulling them from the
tickets. It's not in the store, so not everybody's going to be able to buy it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, hopefully this is my time to get a SAF. Hopefully.
Good luck. I'm still trying to sell mine, but I think I might keep it now because everybody's going to have one. But yeah, a pickup event generally means, that banner that appears in the Elite Premium Estate Outer, and then you can summon the champions like that. Because the new champions there, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the summoning way and not in the store way, because they won't give a new champion in the store if it's in the store, if we go back up, there was where they said Barbara is now available in the store. So if it was like that, it would be phrased. Where is it? Like that. Go up, Bishop. New rate up boost event. So here they say rate up boost event, and then down here it says pickup event. So it'd be nice if they actually select one phrase that they do use, so then people would actually know which one it is, because rate boost event with Gianna and Fool is exactly like the banner that they were saying. I'm not going to scroll through to find the Barber one, but yeah. So the Champions Arena will be Participate Mayhem. They'll have a new event. They'll have a new banner. There'll be a new battle pass with a champion called Arak. And the Nexus will have a cool time information UI update. And Avatar Skin, the swimsuit female spell upgrade, is now cards to level up to 2. Like all cards level up to 2, I'm guessing. Yeah, cards to level 2 up to.
Shout out to the CA development team. You know, they've announced their participation in Mayhem early. They are continuing to improve in the game with this Nexus update. They've realised that the female swimsuit needed a buff, and they've done that. They're offering yet another Sauron gems, and they're just consistently going from strength to strength, which is, you know, they've actually completely turned it around for me.
Yeah, it's one of the teams that it started off rocky, and then they've actually done a 180, and it's one of the better games on Gala's platform right now compared to like all the other news that's been coming out with all these other gaming teams and developments and this and that. Why does Gala always upset its community? That's from SSG. I have no idea, bro. It's business decisions, apparently. Tough business decisions is what they've said. So I guess that's what we're going to have as the official answer. Also, you can't play freeze because the game doesn't work. It freezes the game itself. Yeah, I've heard quite a few people have had some recent mishaps in Arena, and they've been having like random freezes. But for me, my game has been working fine. I've had the timer go above like 1 minute twice, and then after that I just reset the client and it works completely fine. But I'm looking forward to Champions Arena's events. There's also going to be the discount on the gem sale pack from the 6th of May to the 12th of May. You'll get a 50% discount, only available on the Gala store. So this is more than any other discount they normally do. The other discount, I believe, was 10%, or they might have done a 25%, but specific to one gem pack, if I remember correctly. But if you're looking at picking up gems, you can buy this gem pack when the discount goes live, or you can also try your luck with the boxes that I believe are still on sale. They finish in a couple of days. If we go over to Gala store, if you do buy anything from the Galagames website, please make sure to use the link in the description. It doesn't cost you a penny. It's completely free, and it's one of the easiest ways to support this channel and me as a creator. There's still 436 boxes left for the Champions Arena box. So if you're going to buy gems, if I was in that position, I would just get this box. Even with that discount, you could possibly pull a pet or a skin, or get something worth more than the 100 and something bucks that you're using to buying the gems or the box. Then we go over to the legendary NFT champion giveaway from Champions Arena has concluded. They have said they will announce the winners next week or during the start of the May Mayhem week. I'm guessing they're going through any referrals that look dodgy and illicit, and making sure that if you did anything that was against TOS or the rules, that you will not be counting that referral, or you will be disqualified based on their statement on the giveaway. But this was the link if you were interested to participate. So the top 50 will get a prize, and then anybody who participated that wasn't in the top 50 also has a chance to win a couple of legendaries, couple of epics, and several rares as well. So even if you didn't become the top 50, you still have a chance to get something awesome. So good luck to you guys. That's why you should play Zafrina, and iTeam is unplayable. Well, I have a Zafrina. I think I'm going to keep it based on everything that's currently happening. It is a fairly good combo. I just need to upgrade my other teams to get into the top 15. It's always Shadow that's either rank 15 or 16 that's kicking me back to 18 or 19, so I can't get to top 15.
Good, bro.
But yeah.
I don't even have a Sabrina or a Miko or a Juriel, and I'm out here giving people a whooping.
Legit. And then I'm facing Sampa right now as well. Like, what is this bullshit? Why am I fighting Sampa? Sampa, Ruler, and Nomad. Those guys are crazy. All right, back to the thread. So Poker Go Play will be having a stream tomorrow, which was yesterday, and this week's sweepstakes have been completed. But there is a new node update for galachain poker, which we'll go over in just a sec. The next week at Tuesday's Gala Games Plays is with the NFTD team, or the Gala GG Collective. They've renamed, it's no longer Gala Collective, it's GG Collective. The team will be playing their game with Sinister. So as you can see here, it will be live in 3 days. You have 8-bit attendees here saying first, so I guess he beat me. Normally I'm the person who comments first on these live streams, but NFTD is basically non-fungible tower defense, and the GG Collective are using all the NFTs that have basically not been used in the last 2-3 years in the Gala's ecosystem for their game. It's a tower defense game that could be implemented in other games that they might make, or could develop into another genre. If it turns more into a Dungeon Defenders tower game, or a Fortified was meant to be, I would play that in a heartbeat because I love those type of games. See Money, when Legends Reborn news, both the Legend Reborn creators are on strike, so no news this week. But yeah,
no news from ahead of the game. Like, I stayed up to watch the head of the game, and like, not even a mention, not even an acknowledgement, not even go, yo, the sale's on, go buy some creatures, nothing. I was like, wow.
Well, we're near the end of the thread, and the last bit of information is Walking Dead. No Legends Reborn mention.
They act like they don't even have the game on their platform.
Well, Anita did say in the thing, oh, just because there's no news about the game doesn't mean that nothing's happening, right? They cover themselves like that. Like what? Fortitude, Grit, Superior, Spider Tanks. Well, 2 of them have legal cases, so they're not going to get sorted out anytime soon unless they progress in the legal case. But regarding The Walking Dead, they will have a stream next Thursday before ahead of the game, the episode, to talk out with the new developers and the roadmap and every other thing that they should be updating the community on based on what has happened with The Walking Dead. I'm interested to see what the new dev team does, who the leads are, their vision. Hopefully they get content in the game, and hopefully they get progression in the game. Those are the 2 things that were lacking, that were really slow from the previous dev team. Like, you need to get dungeons, you need to get the social party system in, you need to get masteries being kept, scrap being kept, the skill tree reworked so you can keep the masteries and the scrap, etc. And that was it for this thread. Now, based on what SSG said, the Gala chain poker, so I don't know if you guys watched the AMA yesterday. I did watch it for a brief second before I went to sleep. This was after our Helldivers 2 session, but there was a galachain poker announcement and the AMA. So this will be another game. This won't be a continuation for Poker Go Play. That is going to be the sweepstake model, and that's going to be Blackjack and Texas Hold'em, I believe. Does it have Blackjack? I don't know. But whatever that side covers, that's still going to be live. That's still going to be a thing that is running. They are just launching their own gaming system, which is going to be called Galachain Poker. And it's a new way because they're going to introduce Gala chips, like G chips. So it was created in mind with rewarding the players, and it's like an AI coin as well, based on what Super was saying, because it checks if you're winning all the time, if you have like a higher hand, if you're playing with like noobs or people that are your same skill set. There was a bunch of information that I still need to go over, but there was a little bit mentioned in the stream about what it's going to be. So if you look here, players get 50% of the tokenomics the entitled to rewards. I'm guessing that's rewarded to the node owners. Founders node owners will get 2.5%. It looks like founders node owners are going to get every token at least a little allocation, so that's good if you're a founders node owner. And then you have the vibrant node ecosystem, which is 30%, the incentives referrals, which is 10%, and Gala gets a share, which is 7.5%. It's good to see Gala gets a 7.5% share, not a major share, which some of the other models do have, which is a nice thing to see. But did you guys watch this AMA, or like, do you have any information about Galachain Poker? Because I didn't go over it as much as I would like to.
I didn't see it. I just don't understand. Like, Poker Go is like partnered with like the biggest poker organization in the world.
Yes.
I don't know why you would want to create confusion by having two games.
So I believe.
Card game.
What? Why are you hitting on me, Shadow? Look, this is bullying right here. You see that name? Top Shadowknyte. We're on the podcast and he's still kicking my ass in CA. But yeah, I believe what Super Duper said was because it's partnered with PokerGo Play, their model is based on a sweepstake model. And that is the more chips you use, the more chips you win, the more like rewards you can get. And this Galachain Poker, since it's not related to like PokerGo Play, they have more freedom to do what they want. So they can have different game modes. They have a G chip, which allows them to have a different reward structure. It's no longer just the sweepstake structure based on what Super was saying. Like, they have different ways to do things. It will track certain things. It's not based on how much you put in. It's based on like who you're playing with, which table you're participating in. And I believe the nodes also count as tables. So if somebody's running a node, they're incentivized to bring people to play on their table. So for example, if I have like a Galachain Poker node, I'm going to label it Smilin's table. And in any event I do or anything that I participate or play in, it's going to be on that node or game table, which is similar to Last Expedition, right? Like, you have a Last Expedition node. You want people to play on your node. So any events you host, or you want to try and play on your node as much as possible. And it's going to be interesting to see how they gamify it, because Last Expedition has it in a way where if you have more NFTs, you have difficulties and like the resources, and I'm guessing the play to earn is going to be better. So for the Galachain Poker, it's going to be interesting to see how they set it up. It looks roughly similar to most other platforms, right? Where you get the table, you get your avatar, you have the ring, the portrait ring here. So I guess the PokerGo Play portraits will still be usable. They did say something about burning the portraits to get something else, so I have to go over it in a little bit more information or detail. I did miss the last like half an hour or 45 minutes where they did explain quite a bit, but it was hosted by Super Duper, who is currently in charge of PokerGo Play, Sinister, and Anita. And I believe the last half an hour was there you go. So the key dates. April 26 is the public announcement, which was this AMA. End of April, the node teaser goes live, so selling the first batch of 200 Texas Hold'em initial supply. I believe it's like $600, and they wanted it to be like a Black Friday sale. If I'm quoting Super's word, it's like, oh, don't you want it to be surprised on that Black Friday sale where you go in and you realize, oh, it's cheap and it's on a discount. And they have that hierarchy trench system where like 200 sell, then the next ones are going to be like 10% more expensive or like 20%, whatever the system they have set up. But it will be like that. Then game launches on May. So launching our game to the masses, expecting thousands of Web3 players to immediately join. If it's a good game, yeah, sure, I guess. I don't know if the UK side can participate because of the restrictions, because it's still like a gambling game, so I don't know if it applies even though it's a Web3 game, but we'll have to wait and see. And then the second node sale teaser goes live, launching our second batch of nodes, another 210 at 600. Oh, so we can't see the price of this one, so it'll be less than 600, I guess, for the end of April. So
only 200 nodes.
Yes, because they don't want to flood the markets. They want basically those 200 nodes, 410 nodes will be 410 tables. And each table can get like 10 people. So you're not going to get that much. I guess they're waiting for like more player to demand, and then they'll add more tables and more sales, which is good because You don't want to sell a bunch of nodes and half of them don't do nothing, and then they just sit there like some of the other projects that they released a couple years ago. So I guess they're kind of learning. I guess we'll have to wait and see what actually happens end of 2024, 2025 on the gaming side. Wasn't Gala taking over development for it? What the fuck? Legendary Born? Gala owns the rights to Legendary Born, and they created a new studio called... What was that new studio called? Flashcraft Studios? Yeah, so they have that new studio with some of the old developers from the original Kung Fu Factory. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens because we haven't had any information. The Legendary Born guys, the Discord has been pretty quiet.
Take on some of the development as well, like, you know, I feel like...
Bro, it looks like it's the way that it's going.
Yeah. With Gala, they're like, yo, like a lot of these games are taking way too long to release. Like they should have been out a long time ago, a lot further in development. So I feel like a lot of the games they're gonna run to the guys in Chile to help speed up development or just get more content out. But they haven't mentioned it. They haven't said anything. You know that we know about the Walking Dead Empire. We know about Miranda's, but Legendary Born, they've been so quiet.
Well, I guess they'll wait and release information just like they released for Echoes of Empire. If we go to the Gala game website, so Common Ground World is owned by Gala, Legendary Born is owned by Gala. The team is Gala's team because they bought out the rights, the IP rights, and they made their own development team. But based on what's going to happen, it'll probably go to the Chilean dev team. Echoes of Empire and Champions Arena have third-party developers in Korea, and they seem to be doing okay with communications with Gala and updates and patches, so I don't think they're going to have any issues. Not Echoes of Empire, Eternal Paradox. Echoes of Empire, IP rights will be transferred to Gala, and then Gala's probably going to give it to Chilean team. Legacy, there hasn't been any major updates for it in a long time. I log in daily, get my 100 gems, log out. There hasn't been any changes recently, so I don't know if they're going to be buying the IP rights off 22 Cans or they have some information planned for Legacy coming up. Spider Tanks, it's in a lawsuit, can't do nothing about it, but when they probably can, they're probably going to give it to the Chilean dev team. Walking Dead Empires is already in the Chilean dev team's hand. Last Expedition has their own dev team, and it is Gala's own dev team, one of the first teams that they bought, if I remember correctly. So I think they're good. I think they are doing what Gala wants them to do, so they don't have to worry about being handed over to the Chilean dev team. Dragon Strike, Meow Match are from Ember Entertainment, which was the owner of the creators, developers of Walking Dead. So I'm guessing the Chilean team has like a small team to develop the mobile version of these two, or they could give the rights back, but I don't think they will. Miranda's Chilean dev team, Superior legal issues, but it'll probably be a Chilean dev team thing because once they win the suit, I don't know if they're going to hire Drifter to continue. They'll probably just do a floor or a section in Chilean HQ and get that up and running. I really do wish they stick to some of the original concepts or have a system in place to reward player time input. Grit is basically off the grid, like nobody knows what's happening. Gala can't get the IP rights because I don't think Team Grit is selling and they've gone dark, no information. Tavern Games, I think that's scrapped for now until Miranda's is up and running. Battlestar Galactica is pretty much scrapped. We have no information of this for like a couple of years. Fortitude, we did get an update in the last couple of weeks of Ahead of the Game where it said that they're in talks to get updates in the next couple of months, if I remember correctly, is what Bibenda said. But yeah, so most of these games, the ones that were controlled by third-party developers, are now just going to be coming under Gala, and then Gala's going to have, like they have Gala HQ in America, they're going to have a Chilean HQ in Chile with like 4 floors of developers, 150 people plus, just developing games. But the thing is, hopefully they stick to the original promises, a good vision, a better development. They don't just fulfill the promises and like add play to earn and say, oh, the game's live, we fulfilled our promises, we've done what we were expected to do, because that is a worst case scenario, and that is what a lot of people are dreading. I'm Off the Wheel by E-Man. Gala off the chain. Well, Gala's on chain. Vox has its own dev team. Yes, Tofu, Lost in the Voxverse. Shout out to Tofu, who is the go-to information for Vox. Vox also has its own dev team. They took over the Voxverse project a couple months back. They have a dev team strong of 20 to 30 people, if I remember correctly, last time I was in the Vox Discord, or what Tofu has said to me. Version 1 is coming out of Voxverse, the game, on June or July, if Tofu can verify, because he's in here. They're no longer going to release version 0 because version 0 didn't have enough gameplay loops, or it just wasn't good enough. The team was like, we're not going to release it, we're just going to go straight to version 1. And version 1 has a bunch of features, which you can find out more info if you head over to YouTube and go to the Chat of Vox YouTube. 15 team for Vox. I guess the 20 to 30 team was for Walking Dead on Miranda's, because I was paying more attention to that. But yeah, guys, any final thoughts before we head off?
That's it. Really enjoyed the interview we had at the beginning. So if you missed that, definitely check it out. It's a really good, insightful interview with
Flora.
Yeah. No, what was his name? Crypto. Yeah, that's it. Crypto. But yeah, no, I felt like the head of game was kind of light, to be honest. Not like
it was pretty short, bro. Like most of them are. When Bitbender's not there, it's just whatever's on the script. They give us that info, and it's information if you're in the Discord, or if you're following Gala, you already know.
I mean, they do it every week, so at least I'm thankful that they do that. You know, every week they come on. If they got news or they don't have news, you know, what I mean, they're still producing it every week, so that's really cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That is me, your boy Khaos, putting it on to Shadowknyte.
Yeah, I just want to extend my thanks to Crypto. It's really exciting what they're doing with MetaFlora. And it was actually nice to hear some positive feedback about their experience with working with Gala. Thanks to everyone that stopped by to the podcast. We really appreciate all your support, and I just really hope we get some communication from the Legends Reborn team, because I think it's kind of in panic territory at the moment, being frank.
Oh yeah, most of the gaming side is in panic territory at the moment, based on the previous information. Isn't Champions Arena a third party? Yes, Champions Arena is owned by One Universe, and I believe they have a contract with Gala. June is the expected for Voxverse version 1, so there you go, guys. If you own Voxes, you can expect the game on early June or mid-June. Prospector, thank you for the updates. You're all dope. No pun intended. I guess everybody's using that pun now. But yeah, so if you guys have a project that is building on galachain, or you're interested in getting a guest appearance in the podcast, feel free to either message me, Shadow, or Khaos, and we will get you sorted with a date and availability. If you know anybody that is building on galachain that would like an interview or an hour session to get their project out there, like Crypto and the MetaFlora team, feel free to send them to our Discord or our X's. We will respond there, whichever is more convenient for them. And as always, guys, thank you for watching episode 13. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.